传道篇 Preaching 爱是一种状态
Love is a state of being. Xiefeng. September 26, 2012. Translated by Shi Dai and edited by Kayer. From ancient times, I Love You has been a beautiful song which has been unchanged throughout the ages. People become fascinated, infatuated, and enjoyed crazy bliss when hearing, I love you. Today, I finally know that I love you is a hallucination, the unpredictable clouds, a colorful bubble, and an anesthetic. Love is a state, like the constantly shining sun, the blooming peony, the roaring river, and the bright stars twinkling in the night sky with all their luster. Love has no specific target. It is wordless, but if there are specific targets, it is not love. The sun shines down constantly on everything, but if there is a target, it is not the sun, but a searchlight, a torch, or a spotlight. Love is like the shining sun and the blooming flowers. It is a state. Neither the sun nor the flowers ever say, I love you. No matter whether anyone is watching and no matter whether the bees and butterflies come to gather nectar, the flowers always bloom on time. Love always brings warmth, auspiciousness, harmony, goodness, happiness, and positive energy, and is infinitely fascinating to all living beings. Love never shows coldness, madness, ugliness, worry, suffering, negative energy, or desperation. Love cannot hurt anyone. If love leads to pain, grief, suffering, hatred, disappointment, or desperation, it cannot be real love. Love can only be felt by love. It cannot be demanded or taken by force, nor by money, status, fame, or beauty. Love is totally free. It is priceless, needs nothing in return, and is unconditional, with neither responsibilities, obligations, nor other requirements. Love treats everyone the same, beggars and billionaires, commoners and royalty. Love has no morals. Love has no system of values. Love lives in truth, kindness, beauty, and right, as well as in falseness, evil, ugliness, and wrong. The differences in the levels of love between different living beings are in the contents of love's energy. The more love a living being has, the higher its level is. The less love it has, the lower its level is. This is the same as the differences of kerosene lamps, electric lamps, and the sun. They are shining different lights. The kerosene lamp can only illuminate one room in a house and the electric lamp can illuminate a yard, but the sun can illuminate a much larger area. The light of the Buddha can spread everywhere, but the light of human beings can only spread in limited regions. This is the difference between Buddhas and people. So, we understand that those who love everything and live for the benefit of all living beings are Buddhas. Those who only love and think about themselves are devils. Those who love and live for only one person or several people are animals. And those who only love and live for a group of people are human beings. According to this, we know that those who selfishly love themselves are the offsprings of devils. Those who only love one person or thing, such as within monogamous marriage, are the lowest level of animals. Those who love their families are the lowest level of human beings. And those who love their own nations, religions, organizations, and political parties are human beings. But those who live for the benefit of all living beings regardless of their own interests are more than human beings. They are bodhisattvas, angels, and Buddhas. Human beings are not worthy of speaking the word love. Love is the patent of bodhisattvas, angels, and Buddhas. Love is profaned when one person says, I love you to another. Love is a non-material existence. Only those who have love for themselves can feel love. You will never feel love if you do not have love within yourself. Only if you have eyes can you see the eyes of other lives. Only if you are not colorblind can you see how colorful the world is. Those people with the greatest love will become super celestial beings. The greatest love is that you, yourself, completely become love. The greatest creator is love. Only by making ourselves become love can we enter the secret garden of the greatest creator, the celestial island continent of the Elysium world.
天堂在哪里
Where is heaven? Xiefeng. March 25, 2007. Translated by Treasure and edited by Kayer. Heaven, or the Kingdom of Heaven, is the general term for the 1,000-year world, the 10,000-year world, and the Elysium Celestial Islands continent. Heaven is where those lives' non-material structures are more perfect than human ones. The greatest characteristic of heaven is the amount of freedom of life. Freedom from the issues of food, clothing, shelter, transportation, disease, war, and sudden disaster. The 1,000-year world is a celestial body 960 light-years away from the Earth. 10 times the size of the Earth, it is currently inhabited by approximately 200 million people. As the basic lifespans of celestial beings on this planet are about 1,000 Earth years, it is called the 1,000-year world. More details are available in Chapter 14 of The 1,000-Year World, the Non-Material World. The 10,000-year world is a beautiful celestial body located 3,480 light-years from the Earth. It is 16 times bigger than the Earth and is equidistant from 16 suns which surround it. About 100 million celestial beings live there with similar basic characteristics as the land celestial beings described in Taoism. They enjoy lifespans of about 35,000 Earth years, and it is thusly called the 10,000-year world. More details are available in Chapter 14 of The 10,000-Year World, the Non-Material World. The Elysium world is the general term for the Paradise universe. We inhabit a small place that is called the Earth universe. The Paradise universe is called this in relation to other universes. The structure of the Paradise universe is a Taiji ellipsoid, which is called a low rotary galaxy. Low rotary galaxies contain 3,000 rotary river galaxies, which each contain 3,000 Milky Way-type galaxies, and each Milky Way-type system contains 3,000 solar systems. In other words, the Elysium world is composed of 3,000 macro worlds, 9 million medium worlds, and 27 billion small worlds like the Earth. The Elysium world is a non-material existence. If the world on which we live were the front side of a sheet of paper, then the Elysium world would be the reverse side and we would never have access to it unless we could pass through it and enter the back. The place where humans live is also where the Elysium world exists, for the Earth is within the realm of the Elysium world. The Elysium world has 10 continents. The Lotus continent, the Borneo continent, the Kasayapa continent, the Inggu continent, the Amida Buddha continent, the Celestial Islands continent, the Three Worlds, the Two-Way continent, the Moon Temple continent, the Gods continent, the Supreme Authentic Wisdom continent. The Celestial Islands continent is one of the continents of the Elysium world. These 10 continents are also called the Pure Land or the Buddha Land. Refer to the Elysium word within the non-material world. The place to which Life-Changyuan guides Changyuan celestials toward is the Elysium Celestial Islands continent. It has 80 billion islands. Apart from the 30 billion islands that have been homesteaded by celestial beings, the remaining 50 billion islands are currently uninhabited. The celestial beings in the Elysium Celestial Islands continent are called super celestial beings, or Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. When people are asked where heaven and hell are, many of them answer that heaven and hell are in people's hearts. This is only half true because the idea is that the whole of the universe depends on the mind and all rules depend on cognition. The environment is created and generated by the mind, and everyone's closest friends and dearest relatives are in their minds, are only half true. Heaven and hell would still exist if people did not think about them, just as people's relatives who live far away would not disappear if they did, and they would still exist even if they were not thought about or even forgotten. Absolute idealism can confuse people. Actually, it is easy to go to heaven, but it is extremely difficult to break our obsession. Many secrets seem very mysterious, but once they are pierced, they become clear and simple.
程序在运行。
The program is running. Xiafeng. November 10, 2009. Translated by Song Long and edited by Kayer, there is a saying, "Fishes are in the water and humans are in the Tao. All things in the universe are running in the Tao." If we have difficulty understanding the elusive Tao, let me make it simple. We can also call it program. So the above saying could be, fishes are in the water and humans are in the program. And all things in the universe are running in the program. What is program? In Chinese, program is chengshi. Cheng means the rule, law, pattern, and equation. Shi means sequence and order. Program chengshi means the order of formation, development, change, and evolution of a thing according to established rules. The computer we use is the best example of program. We can somehow say that a computer is a program. To use a computer, we need to follow programs. Whoever is good at programming is a computer expert. Hackers are computer experts who can break, interrupt, and change computer programs. Computer programs are designed by human beings, while the program of the universe is designed by the greatest creator. The seasonal order of spring, summer, autumn, and winter in some areas of the earth is a program. The order of seasons is strictly changing according to the program. Spring comes after winter and winter comes after autumn. They have been in that order for thousands of years. The process of a human body changes in the order of a fetus, baby, toddler, child, teenager, adult, and senior is also an established program. Human beings have to go through this process, which is out of their control. The germination, growth, flowering, fruiting, and withering of a plant is also a program. The law of causality, reap what you sow, is also an established program. You will not reap banana if you sow melon, and you will not reap cherry if you sow bean. What goes around comes around. The treacherous are cheated by the treacherous, and the honest are appreciated by the honest. If you pursue Buddhahood, you attain Buddhahood, and if you admire the beast, you acquire the nature of the beast. If you do not give freedom to others, you will not get freedom yourself. If you want to control others, you will be controlled. Furtiveness and deceit will make you a ghost and lead you to hell, while integrity and good merits will make you a celestial and lead you to heaven. This is also a program. When a man reaches a certain age, facial, armpit, and pubic hair start to grow. When a woman reaches a certain age, she starts to have menses. When a child is born, the mother begins to lactate. When a woman reaches menopause, she starts to have fewer and fewer menses until they stop. It is a biological program. The traditional family is also a program. When one gets married, he or she has to live according to the family program, which is beyond their control. Countries are programs. When one becomes a citizen of a country, he or she must involuntarily follow the country's program. If there is no external force, things will run around and around according to the rules of the program. Life will reincarnate according to the set program. To avoid constraints of the program, there must be an external force, without which the development of things will not change the track. It is just like a man is not able to make his feet leave the ground by dragging his hair. The external force is not necessarily a mechanical force. An accident, a phenomenon, a book, a story, and a sentence, even an insect, a hairstyle, a blade of grass, or an action could become the force. As long as it is able to change the existing program, no matter how small the changes are, it is an external force. The teachings of Jesus Christ, Buddha Sakyamuni, Prophet Muhammad, and Confucius are very strong external forces. How many programs are there in the universe? There are numerous. There is the program governing the movements of planets, the program of society's development, and the program of life changes. Each space has its own program. Each plant and animal has their own growing program. There are master programs and subprograms. There are long-term programs, short-term programs, etc. Programs are very rigorous, while they are also layered and closely related. They are causes and effects, and are flexible to change. The master program is normally unchangeable, while subprograms are changeable. For example, it is difficult to change the master program of birth, growth, aging, and death of a human, while things like short-term depression can be changed by external forces such as inspiring words or actions. The change of the master program of how hair grows is very difficult, but the hairstyle can be changed easily. The master program of the nature of life is almost impossible to change, but the direction of life can be changed. You cannot touch a pitch and not be mucked. Without the external force, the track of life will not change. Life follows its trail. Once there is an external force, the track of life changes. A single conversation across the table with a wise man is worth 10 years of studying books. One takes the way of saints when influenced by a saint, and one takes the way of robbers when influenced by a robber. A butcher becomes a Buddha the moment he drops his cleaver. A thought and an idea can change one's destiny. Whichever direction you choose at an intersection without a sign, the corresponding program starts to work. For example, at the intersection of 4 roads, the first road leads to hell, the second to the human world, the third to the Buddha world, and the fourth to the celestial world. Where there is no road sign, our choice activates the corresponding program, and it will lead us to a destination unless we change the route midway. All programs are predefined, but human beings can transfer from one program to another. When a man exits one program, he enters another. It is impossible to enter an area that is not within a program. Human beings can only enter 12 programs, and the best and most free life program is the program of the Elysium world. When one life possesses the consciousness of a human being, he lives in the program of the human world and will therefore be constrained by the limits of the program. Once a life possesses the consciousness of a celestial being, his living program starts to slowly transfer to the program of the Elysium world, which means he has changed his life track. All programs are already designed and many of them are hidden programs. Once conditions are met, any incident will activate the program. It is just like a landmine, it explodes when you step on it, but as long as it is not touched, it will remain hidden underground. It is also like drinking potassium cyanide. You will immediately feel terrible in your organs, foam at the mouth, and quickly bleed to death. When conditions are not ripe, the program will not activate. When the temperature is not warm enough, mosquitoes and flies will not revive and fly. When yin and yang do not meet each other, lightning and thunder will not fill the sky. Without proper humidity and temperature, seeds will not germinate. Before one has reached a certain stage of self-cultivation, he or she will not transform into a celestial being. One cannot enter into an oasis if he or she has not walked out from a desert. One cannot enter a new program if he or she does not leave the traditional family. One cannot enter heaven if he or she does not walk out of the human world. In short, these are predefined programs. When a program is activated, do not worry, for it will run automatically. It is just as a female egg will grow automatically once it is fertilized. We feed a child every day so he will grow as well. In spring, if we spread seeds in the land, they will automatically germinate, flower, and fruit. It is the result as well as the power of the program. As long as we plant seeds, there will be fruits. This is how the program works. However, we must wait for the fruit to become ripe. We can get some fruits very quickly, while we need to wait more time to get others. And for some seeds, we need to wait a very long time to get their fruits. Peach fruits in 3 years and apricot in 4 years, while we need to wait 18 years to be able to enjoy the fruit of walnuts. Anxiety does no good. As a man sows, so he shall reap. We do not see the fruit, not because it is barren, but we shall see it when the time is right. By observing the current situation of humans in the society, we can know their past. By observing their current behaviors, we can forecast their future. If we do not see anything happen in 5 years, wait for another 5 years, and if still nothing happens, wait for 100 years. In a word, what goes around comes around. This is because the program is running and is not fortune-telling. We must trust programs and trust that as long as we give, we gain. We need to give first in order to gain. If we give others love, we will gain a beautiful life, future, or something else. If we cheat others or take a bribe of $100,000, we get many temporary benefits, but in the future, we might need to pay the price of a limb, face a calamity, or reincarnate to an animal to pay our debts. Therefore, any behavior that tries to take advantage of others is foolish, cheating and lying is stupid, and being opportunistic is short-sighted. Throw a long line to catch a big fish. Being diligent on self-cultivation, it is possible to achieve the life level of a celestial being. Do not care that you get a return when you are committed to something, just make your contribution wholeheartedly and ask not for gain. As long as you give, you will gain. This is because the program is running.
穷人进不了天堂。
The poor cannot enter into heaven. Xie Feng. September 20th, 2017. Translated by Treasure and edited by Care. This is a cruel reality because even Jesus Christ said, "It is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God." We take it for granted that the kingdom of God belongs to the poor. However, after more than 10 years of harvesting the ripe crops, I have found that the poor cannot enter into heaven. The most distinctive feature of the poor is that they take, while that of the rich is that they give. A person who takes constantly is continuously sinning, accumulating debt, and digging deeper into debt. According to the law of the gravitation of life and the rules of the sum of positive and negative energies always equals zero, the poor will have to stay within the 6 great divisions in the wheel of karma without any hope of entering heaven. Heaven belongs to the rich and hell belongs to the poor. This fact sounds so miserable that I feel unkind saying it or even thinking it. It is the same as putting a knife into the hearts of the poor as their blood pours out. However, not telling the truth would mean that I, Xie Feng, am a big liar, and as those who conceal the truth would certainly go straight to hell. So who are the rich and who are the poor? Those who give wealth to others, to society, and to nature without incurring debts are rich, but those who constantly take from others, from society, and from nature while incurring debts are poor. What is wealth? What others, society, and nature need is wealth. Wealth is defined as soul wealth, spiritual wealth, and material wealth. All that can bring others' minds peace, serenity, and calmness are soul wealth. All that can encourage and cheer others on, or that can bring them passionate enthusiasm of life are spiritual wealth. And all that can offer the conveniences of food, clothing, shelter, transportation, birth, aging, illness, and death are material wealth. As long as you owe a debt and continue to take, you will be among the poor, but as long as you are not in debt and continue to give, you will be among the rich. Debt contains 3 aspects. Economic debt. To own others' money, including bank loans which have not been returned, to borrow others' things without returning them or to damage them without compensating their owners, to demolish others' houses without compensating their owners, to receive others' services or treats but not return or repay them, and so on are what we call economic debt. Point 2. Emotional debt. Care from grandparents, love and care received from childhood by our parents, concern and care from siblings, help from friends, relatives, and neighbors, guidance from superiors and the cooperation of workmates, education and guidance from masters and teachers, care and consideration from lovers and spouses, special filial piety from children, and similar ties are all forms of emotional debt. Point 3. Spiritual debt. The greatest Creator's grace, such as the enjoyment of the sun, the air, and the water, the pleasure to experience the splendid kaleidoscopic world, the spiritual teachings and the guidance of God, Buddha, celestial beings, and many saints and sages are all spiritual debts. Referring to the 3 types of debt above, you will easily know whether you are rich or poor. Is a billionaire rich? This is hard to say. Is a farmer in a distant village poor? This is equally hard to say. A billionaire who is in debt and keeps taking is poor, but a farmer with no debts and who is able to give themselves to others, society, and nature is rich. There are many ways to devote oneself to others, society, and nature. Whether it is materialistically, intellectually, or ideologically, or spiritually, As long as they give to others, to society, and to nature, that is devotion and dedication. To give a sweet smile is devotion, as are making others happy and joyous, and bringing people hope and pleasure is devotion to society, and protecting nature from damage is devotion to nature. But the most valuable and significant of all types of giving is what Buddha Sakyamuni called formless alms giving. In conclusion, those who have given more than they have taken will enter heaven. Those who have taken more than their share of blessings will go to hell. Those who have given equally to what they have taken will continue their reincarnations into the mortal world. Who can give and pay dedications and devotions effectively? Only the rich, so heaven is theirs. The poor have nothing to give or pay back for their poverty, so they cannot go to the heaven, but only fall toward reincarnating into the animal level. All the poor must awake and watch.
内在结构决定一切。
Internal structure is what matters. Xie Feng. August 22, 2013. Translated by Transin and edited by Kayer. The nature and function of things are determined by their internal structures. Sugar is sweet while tea is bitter, and this is decided by their structure, not by people. The price of a 1 carat, 0.2 g, diamond is 14,000 RMB yuan, but the price of an ounce of gold is only about 10,270 RMB yuan. That is to say that 1 carat of gold costs 70 renminbi yuan. The price difference between diamonds and gold is 200:1. The fundamental reason lies in the different internal structures of the two. The value of 1 carat of common stone is too small to measure. The greatest creator, gods and Buddha, angels, bodhisattvas, celestial beings, devils, demons, monsters, mortals, evil spirits, animals, and other life are quite different from one another, and the reason is also because of their different internal structures. Celestials, saints, sages, mortals, laities, laymen, and ignorant people are all humans, but they are unlike each other because each has a different internal structure. It is as with mushrooms that some are nutritious and will feed you, but some others are poisonous and will sicken or kill you. This too is because of their different internal structures. From this, we can understand that the role a person plays, the responsibilities that they assume, and the accomplishments that they achieve are completely determined by their internal structure, and not by others or by society. Gems are inlaid into crowns, while cobblestones are not. Thus, we further understand that it is wrong to envy or admire others or to blame social injustice. In any case, we should neither complain, resent, nor loathe having a low social status or position. This is called being content in poverty and devoted to spiritual matters. Since we understand that all things are determined by internal structures, we should then make efforts to change and perfect our own internal structures rather than flattering or currying favor with others, using connections for special treatment, envying and admiring others, complaining and resenting others or our society, seeking magic power or skills, seeking shortcuts or begging for mercy and help, blaming or accusing others for our bad luck, being opportunistic or finding secrets to success. Peaches and plums do not talk, but people come to pick them. The fragrance of flowers attract butterflies. Peonies do not assume their beauty, but people naturally sing songs about them. No matter how flies and mosquitoes dress themselves, people will still detest them. Beggars cannot have refined tastes. Dog meat is not to be served at feasts. Those who lack elegance and good etiquette are not presentable. In short, the internal structure of each thing determines its social role and status. At this point, if someone still complains about heaven and earth or blames others or society for their ill treatment or bad luck in life or finds excuses and reasons to blame others rather than themselves for their failures, then they would have to be either ignorant or just plain stupid. Are you not satisfied with your current situation? Do not find external excuses and reasons, but make sure to look for source causes from your own internal structure. The internal structures of things are determined by their quality. Taking people for example, good intrinsic qualities are marked with diligence, kindness, purity, honesty, integrity, modesty, and open-mindedness, whereas bad qualities are shown as jealousy, blame, selfishness, greed, laziness, arrogance, dishonesty, and narrow-mindedness. A person who does not have good quality can never be smooth and refined no matter how they struggle, be accomplished in their career, or sail easily through life. They may enjoy good fortune for brief times, but not for very long. People who are moving toward heaven through self-refinery and self-improvement should never waste valuable time and energy on changing the external world or on changing their external appearance. They should invest their time and energy into improving and perfecting the non-material structures of their lives and on developing good quality. If their quality is not excellent and their structure is not perfect, then they can never reach heaven. It is the same as with a hard rock. Try as it may, it will never be cherished and valued by others. It must alter its internal structure in order to be valued and loved as a treasure and be applied in the most eye-striking and noble places.
内在结构决定一切。